You're watching the Norfolk Southern Servant Subdivision. I'm Harold. Thanks for watching. You can learn a lot about your own railroad by looking at your own videos. You all have a camera or a phone that will take videos, even if you don't publish them to YouTube. Take a couple of videos and you'll find out some things you did not know. Here's one that I found out. I was doing some switching with this locomotive. It's an Athearn Genesis ES44AC. So Athearn Genesis, high quality, you're thinking everything will be fine. What I was experiencing was frequent uncoupling unexpectedly on the rear of the locomotive. Immediately told me there's probably something wrong with the coupler height. So let's check it out and see what we can do. We'll bring our coupler height gauge in here from Kadee. And those should match exactly, which they do. Now, this is the front coupler. I wasn't having problems with this. But let's check out the rear coupler. So we'll do the same thing. We'll slide the coupler in here. Oh. Well, I hope you can see that the rear coupler is too high. And that's the end of the locomotive there where I was having unexpected uncoupling. So before we start using this thing again, we're going to have to fix it, and I'll show you how coming up. When I purchased the model, I replaced the couplers that came with it with Kadee couplers. We'll open up the rear coupler box. Well, with a little more fiddling than I was hoping for, but we did get the coupler out. And we see the coupler box here, it's loose. So that gives us a couple of opportunities to do things. First of all, we could take the entire model apart and try to see why the rear coupler is not matching the height of the front coupler. I have neither the technical skill nor time to do that. Most likely result would be I would destroy the model and have to purchase another one, so I'm not going to do that. Second thing we could do, because this coupler box is loose, see, we could put a small shim underneath it to lower the coupler box, and that would have the effect of lowering the coupler. That might be the best long-term solution, but for right now, we're going to try a third solution I'll show you in just a moment. What came out of the coupler box is the coupler on top. It's a standard Kadee number 148 whisker coupler, and notice where the shank connects to the head, it connects in the center of the head. If you want to, I don't like the word, but cheat, and you have a situation where you want to lower the head of a coupler and you don't want to do elaborate things that I just talked about, you can go to this coupler. Kadee 142s are the same size, but notice the shank is at the top of the coupler head. So by replacing the 148 with the 142, it has the net effect of lowering the coupler head, which is what we're trying to do. So I'm going to put the 142 back, the 142 coupler back in the locomotive, and we'll see if that solves our problem. We've put our new coupler, the Kadee number 142, in the rear of our locomotive. The intention was to use the top shank so that the coupler head is lower. Let's see if it worked. It is lower, as you can see from that. It's not perfect, but as I worked with the coupler box, I could see very easily that there wasn't a great opportunity in there to put a reasonable size shim underneath the coupler box. So this may be as good as we can do. So, Athearn Genesis, your coupler shouldn't be too high. But we're going to live with this. You may be familiar with Steve Brown's favorite expression, it's my railroad. I know it's not a prototypic coupler, but it'll work in operations, and that's what we're looking for. So there are your options when you have high couplers. Take the model apart, use some shims under the coupler pocket if you have an opportunity to do that. Some are molded into the model and you wouldn't be able to do that. Or try a Kadee number 142 with the top shank. Kadee's an amazing company. They make couplers for anything you can imagine. I've got a whole drawer of them here. What they call the standard head metal whisker coupler with an overset shank is what you're looking for. It's a Kadee number 142. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for joining us today on the Norfolk Southern Sherwood Subdivision.